What's up, everybody? Allow me to introduce you to my lengthy boys.
Sorry, what?
Today, we are going to be building a full team where every single player is lengthy. And we'll also tell you guys exactly what lengthy is, what it means, why everyone's going on about it, how you make your players lengthy, and seeing whether it's as OP as everybody is saying. So first of all, what is lengthy? Why was it trending on Twitter because of FIFA? Why does everyone keep going on about it? Like, what does it do? So, in FIFA 23, EA have invented a new thing called Accelerate. Basically assigns players to one of three categories, one of three archetypes when it comes to how they run. They can be explosive, like Messi. They can be controlled, like Marquinhos, or they can be lengthy, like Kimpembe. How a player gets assigned to each of these things is based on A, how they play in real life, which affects their stats on FIFA, which affects what category they go into. It sounds complicated. It's not really. Most players are controlled. If they're super agile, they'll end up in the explosive one, like Messi, for example. And if they're big lads, a bit sluggish, really strong, they end up in lengthy. So the way they do it is you have to have more than 65 strength. You have to have 15 more strength at least than agility. You have to have at least 55 acceleration. I guess if you got less than that, you're just categorized as bus instead of lengthy. And you have to be over 5'9". This then affects how they run in the game. So if you take a look at the trailer, you can see Messi, Marquinhos, Kimpembe having a race. Messi gets off the fastest because he's explosive. Marquinhos is controlled and balanced, and Kimpembe starts slow but gets running faster by the end. He's outpacing all of them. It's not the best example. If we take a look at their stats, Messi's got way more acceleration than the other two and less sprint speed. That would make Messi run like that anyway, but that is also what explosive does. So it's a little bit confusing because they've picked a bad example. A better way to explain it would be if you had three players who all had 80 acceleration and 80 sprint speed, they would run differently. Pretty poor from EA, but what can you expect? So that is archetypes, that is lengthy. The reason people seem to think that this is OP is essentially because it makes players run faster, and it's FIFA, and it's pace. The reason it makes it even more OP is because you can pick players that aren't lengthy to begin with and make them lengthy. This is where it starts to get even more complicated. So take Player of the Month Valverde, for example. By default, this man is controlled, but you can see I've put an architect on him, which gives him plus 15 to his strength. He is now over 5'9", got over 55 acceleration, got over 65 strength, and his strength used to be only 3 higher than his agility. But with his plus 15 strength, it's now 18 higher, and he becomes lengthy. So you've taken a player that was already OP on FIFA as a control player and made them even faster and even more OP. A player who shouldn't be lengthy and presumably is going to be even more OP, which is what we're going to test out today. We've got a mix in this team of old meta FIFA cards that are now even more OP because you can make them lengthy, and some of them are just lengthy anyway, to be honest with you, and it's made them even more ridiculous. We've got some cards that are sleeper cards that you look at them and you look at their rating and you think, do you know what, they should be quite good, and then you come onto FIFA and they stink. This year, because they're lengthy, they're absolutely flying, and we're going to test some of them out. And then there's some sleepers where you look at them and think they're never ever going to be good regardless of anything, and we're going to try some of them out. We're going to pop some in the squad, we're going to make them lengthy, and we're going to see if it makes any difference to them at all. So we've got a bit of a mixed bag, and we're going to try it out. So without further ado, let's jump over and let's show you guys this entire team. So we couldn't start building this team without two shout outs. First of all, shout out to the lengthiest boy on the whole game, 2 meter Peter. 6'7" this man is. He's about as lengthy as you could possibly get. I've done a squad with a shout out on him. He's got 71 pace and 76 sprint speed. He's actually kind of fast. A, because his legs are 6'7" long and he takes huge steps, and B, because he's lengthy, which just now makes just random players ridiculously quick apparently. So I would recommend trying out Peter Crouch. He's not the best of starter players for you guys, but once eye up down the line as his price comes down, and like I said, he's the lengthiest boy, so we got to give him a shout out. The other one is Cristiano Ronaldo. Suey. Everyone looked at this card and said he's now washed in FIFA basically, and he's historically for the past 10 years always been the best card on the game. Mbappe, team of the year as well last year, I guess, but Ronaldo, team of the year Ronaldo, team of the season Ronaldo, has always been the #1 card on FIFA. Everyone's seen this and thought, well, that's the end of that then. But if you put an architect on Ronaldo, same thing happens. He's got 77 strength and 77 agility. Architect gives him plus 15 strength. He now falls into the lengthy category. Apparently, he's now ridiculous. I haven't got him, and I haven't put him in this team because there's some other ones that I want to show you guys. If you're a big Ronaldo fan, if you want to go back to having Ronaldo as the best player on this game, there's an option for you. He's got 5-star skills. He's very good. So let's get into this team. And I feel like I've hit you guys with a hell of a lot of information very quickly at the start of this video. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. We're going to go through the squad. I'm going to play in this incredibly disgusting, sweaty meta formation that apparently everyone's been buzzing about. Let's just get started and let's put in the man of the hour, the ultimate lengthy boy on this game, Erling Haaland. This man is an absolute joke, both in real life and in this game. He's so ridiculously expensive now because he's out of packs, and also because he's actually so good. This man last year on FIFA 22 was completely ignored because he was terrible in game and you just wanted quick, agile, nippy players to do fast dribbling. This year, Haaland is so expensive and so good on this game. It is crazy. He is like the ultimate lengthy boy. As we go through this squad, obviously ignore Alisson. Lengthy goalkeepers and stuff like that, it doesn't matter, they don't run. As we go through this squad, a player with any chemistry style other than Architect is default lengthy, so I don't have to do anything to them. But what you do want to be careful of is, with Haaland, for example, if you put an engine on Haaland, it gives him agility boost and actually turns him from his default lengthy to controlled. So you do have to be careful what chem styles you put on players. Everyone in this squad who's got an Architect on them was controlled by default, and I made them lengthy. We'll jump into the defense and just put in just an absolutely disgusting sweaty combo, to be honest with you. These guys have always been ridiculous on FIFA. We've got Varane, Van Dijk, and we're going to grab Real Madrid's new signing, and also default lengthy boy, Rudiger. So that's our backline. All of them have got a shadow on them because they're all lengthy by default, which means you can just put a shadow on them and make them even faster, which is kind of broken, to be honest with you, and is one of the reasons I wanted to try this team out. There's a lot of other players that you can do this, and there's a lot of other players that aren't lengthy and are classic FIFA sweaty players. I've gone for the ridiculous ones because I've got loads of coins. These boys are lengthy by default, and I've got shadows on them so that no one is scoring past me today. In the midfield, we've already talked about Valverde and how I have made him into a lengthy boy by putting an Architect on him. He's only got, because of the chemistry, he's only on 1 chem. Once we get the team filled in, he'll have plus 15 on his strength, and he'll become lengthy. The man's got 89 pace by default. High work rate, 4-star weak foot. This thing costs a fortune. You can obviously just get normal Valverde and do the same thing to him. I've got the Player of the Month one, so we're going to try it out. This card would be so meta and so broken on every FIFA, and now there's another extra broken thing added on top of it. It's just kind of crazy. And the fact that he shouldn't be lengthy. Every time I say lengthy, I just feel stupider and stupider. I'm going to be honest with you, but that's genuinely the actual proper term for it, so we're going to have to just roll with it. He shouldn't be lengthy. He should be controlled. If I was making a suggestion to EA, I feel like everyone should be locked at what they are, what their body is in real life. Putting an Architect on Valverde shouldn't turn him into something that he isn't. Yes, it should give him a bit more strength and the stats and whatever. I'm not a big fan of chemistry regardless, but we're going to go into that. But I feel like he should just be locked controlled forever, for the whole of the game. Because when we get to stuff like Team of the Season and Team of the Year, Messi is explosive by default because he hasn't got much strength and he's got loads of acceleration, loads of agility, loads of everything that makes him explosive, basically. When we get to Team of the Season, they're going to have so many extra stat boosts for Messi that his agility is now no longer going to be high enough above his strength for him to be explosive, and he's going to end up being controlled, which just seems wrong. Messi shouldn't be controlled. Messi should always be explosive no matter how good his card type gets. So I'm not the biggest fan of how this works, but it is here, and I'm going to exploit it because everyone else is going to, so we're going to be absolute sweats as well. One player we're going to try and exploit it with to make meta and try this out is Toni Kroos, because someone sent me a funny video of Toni Kroos running down the line like he's Mo Salah and cutting the ball back, which is just absolutely ridiculous. The man has got 53 pace, but you slap an Architect, you slap a lengthy on him. Honestly, we should start calling Architects lengthies. You slap a lengthy on him and he becomes lengthy, and off you pop. Thank you very much. Kroos is now rapid, so we're going to give that a whirl. He does also have 5-star weak foot, so you can cross it in from the left wing as well, which is very nice. Let's finish this team off with a couple of fullbacks, where we're going for 2 incredible, disgusting meta FIFA sweats. One of them is Kyle Walker, who is default lengthy, so we've slapped a shadow on him, which is going to get him up to basically 99 pace, which is absolutely gross. And the other one is another FIFA sweat who you can make lengthy. That is Ferland Mendy. An Architect turns this disgusting FIFA sweat player into a disgusting lengthy FIFA sweat player. So that is exactly what we're going to do, and we couldn't not try that out to see if it makes him even more OP. CDM is Kessie, because I've got his ones to watch and he looks cool and he's lengthy by default and helps for the chem. So we'll pop a shadow in him and he'll look ridiculously good. And in this one, like, there was a lot of options at this point, and we're actually going to put in Drogba. And the reason I'm doing this is because Didier Drogba is one of the greatest strikers of all time. And he's always been absolutely pony on FIFA. Just didn't fit that meta, did he? He wasn't agile. You couldn't turn back constantly and cut inside and do all ridiculous fancy dribbling. This year, apparently, Drogba's sick. And I mean, he's basically icon Haaland, isn't he? So he's going to be, because I've used Haaland and he's ridiculous. It's very interesting, this whole thing, to be honest with you. And it makes me think about a lot of different parts of FIFA. One of them is why Architect is so good. And I think another really handy thing is that it gives a crazy boost to your passing. And passing on this game is kind of ass, and it's really hard to do. So having extra passing stats on players is ridiculously good. The other thing is dribbling on this game is really, really clunky. So having a player that's explosive and is meant to utilize his dribbling is a bit useless, because they all just suck at it anyway. So then when you take players that suck at dribbling by default, and that's not one of their strengths, and just exploit their other strengths instead, like Drogba, by having this guy who's lengthy, giving him even more pace, completely ignoring the fact that he's only got 70 agility and 70 balance, which historically was never meta, because they all just turn like bin lorries anyway, you've now got yourself a god tier striker. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my squad of incredibly lengthy boys. I have been struggling on this game, and I have built this team to save me and test how OP lengthy is. So let's get into a game of Div Rivals. Let's start our road to qualification of Foot Champs, and let's test this baby out. Okay, let's see who we are playing against. We have got any lengthy boys in his team. Gotta start a squad. Oh, this is gonna be so mean. I have spent far too many coins on this. If you would like to see me do this again, using perhaps silver lengthy boys or starler lengthy boys, let me know in the comment section. Let's just see how ridiculous these guys feel, because I should be winning this game anyway, but even Tony Kroos should feel OP once he gets going. Go on, Tony. Be lengthy. We've actually scored straight away. Okay. I mean, was that extra pace from Kroos? Or was that just Erling Haaland being Erling Haaland? I don't know. Okay, there's the lengthy boys. Okay. Once Varane was going, there was no way Lingard was staying ahead of him then. Oh, there's no stopping him. There's no stopping him. Drogba's in the box. Surely that's... Oh my god, I don't know why his bicycle kicked it. The blister and run of Tony Kroos has won a penalty. I mean, we're playing against the starter squad, but I feel like Kroos will get bodied by Jesse Lingard in any other team. Makers, takers, mate. That's the rule. Top left. The sheer blister and pace of Tony Kroos again. Oh my god, we've nearly scored. Oh, he's so lengthy. Oh, he's so... I need to stop saying it, don't I? That's just mean, Andy. That is just bullying. Right, well, this guy is currently just getting bullied by a god squad. Well, 3-0. There we are then. The proof is in the Kroos. Went a little bit easy on him in the second half. I have a tendency to do that. I do it in Squabbler shows. I'll go 3-0 up and start messing about trying to score screamers, but the proof is in the Kroos. Lengthy boys are OP.